So for the board, we need a motion to come out of executive session and resume the open meeting.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And we are back in at 6:58.
All right, now I'll turn it over to Superintendent Huff.
Thank you.
For the main event.
Welcome, everyone. I am Scott Huff, Superintendent of Schools. It is so nice to see you all coming out here this evening and enjoying our reception, enjoying with each other. We're here for a very special night. The board always loves this night. It's our opportunity to recognize our National Merit Scholars and the wonderful Summit educators who helped them along the way and had a major impact. What does it mean to be a National Merit Scholar? I think we all know. It's the top of the top. It's high academic performance, achievement, dedication, commitment, and pride. And the reflective of how many we have in this room right here for our community and Summit, it says a lot. So thank you for all that you do, teachers and students alike, and upholding the standard at Summit Public Schools. With that, I'll turn it over to Brian Murtaugh. We're gonna stand over here. Oh, Maureen was supposed to cue me because she knew I was gonna forget. Instructions, when your name is called, teacher and student, you're gonna come up, you're gonna take a picture with Mr. Cho and I, and then you're going to go up to the stage and we're going to line up here for a group photo at the end. Okay?
Thanks, Mr. Huff. Good evening, everybody. It is my pleasure to be here tonight to honor our Summit High School seniors who have received the distinction of being named a scholar student by the 2024 National Merit Scholarship Program. In most years, Ms. Grimaldi would be up here taking on this honor, but she, along with several of our staff and students, are watching internationally right now from Spain. So congratulations to all of our Hilltoppers that are National Merit Scholars abroad. In order to be recognized by the National Merit Scholarship Program, students need to receive a qualifying score in the PSATs that are taken during their junior year. This is an amazing accomplishment that students can include in their applications for colleges, and that qualifies them to receive some scholarships. In addition, a portion of these students will also go on to receive recognition as National Merit Scholars semifinalists and finalists. These students will pay tribute to a current or former district staff member who has had a profound impact on them during their time at Summit. The students will be presenting their honored guest with a special book and an accompanying inscription. Congratulations again to all these students and their families for receiving this honor, and congratulations to our staff members on their impact of supporting our students. And our first National Merit Scholar is Scott O. Young, recognizing Ms. Nevena Boyvik. Next is Mia Avila, recognizing Mr. Alex Bocchino. Next is Ella Callahan, recognizing Miss Kate Paulus.
The invention of wings.
Next is Miriam Chacon, recognizing Miss Jennifer Martyr. Next is Andrew Chung, recognizing Miss Christine Stelmach. Congratulations. Next is Kate Cooper, recognizing Miss Moore. Next is Olivia Cui, recognizing Miss Andrea Lecaire. Vincent DeFabio, recognizing Miss Elizabeth Mongo. Bridget Devaney, recognizing Miss Ashley Fuchs. Next is Isabella Stupinan, recognizing Miss Monica Bartlett, who is watching currently in Spain. Isabella is presenting her with the ultimate travel list. Next is Molly Fagan, recognizing Mr. Brian Erickson with the book Life is Yours to Win. Maggie Franco, recognizing Miss Kate Galloway with The Math of Life and Death. Alicia Gallegos is recognizing Miss Rose McCauley, who couldn't be here tonight, with Crime and Punishment. Samuel Gonzalez Alberto is recognizing Miss Martha Sayer with Mad Honey. Emma Gumney is recognizing Mr. Jeremy Morbin with White Holes. Kaya Jane is recognizing Miss Jody Friedman with Genesis, the story of how everything began. Sarah Kelly is recognizing Mr. Damian Batansis with Lovely War. Tyler Kessel is recognizing Mr. John Ross with The Martian. Matt Lamio is recognizing Mr. Dan Duffy with Underdogs, the Philadelphia Eagles' emotional road to the Super Bowl. Had to. Come on, congratulations. Chloe Lee is recognizing Mr. Magdalinsky with shorts, the Best American Short Stories of 2023. Jonah Malik is recognizing Miss Joan Liu with The Art of Writing. Sophia Mendenhall is recognizing Miss Wendy Donat with An American History of Cuba. You just can't wait, huh? Shannon Palferman is recognizing Miss Christine Reinhold with The Great Gatsby. This is a great report. Randy Rodriguez is recognizing Miss Lindsay Morse with In Cold Blood. Julia Spear is recognizing Miss Elizabeth Berberick with Oil and Marble. Martine Toban is recognizing Miss Blantone with a nice gift bag that includes Haitian Creole dictionary and a phrase book. Kayla Torillo is recognizing Miss Angelique Bender with Banana Heart Summer. Cami Valdez is recognizing Mr. Neil Sharma with My Sister's Keeper. And Jay Welkis is recognizing Mr. Baragona with Shoe Dog. Congratulations. Congrats. I do want to take a second to recognize a couple of our staff members that are here tonight. Their students were unable to make it, but our staff members were able to come out to be recognized. Mr. Gary Burns, Miss Missy Bryan, and Mr. John Cratch. Congratulations, thank you. Okay. There are a couple students that also were not able to be in attendance tonight, but we do want to recognize them for their great accomplishments. If you could just hold your applause to the end, please. Chelsea Estimbe, Isabella Diaz, Maeve Keegan, Mia Aldape, Olivia Canavosio, Evan Gunter, Eduardo Osorio, Mitchell Pariah, Avani Chaudhry, Diane St. Louis, and Evan Zhu. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 National Merit Scholars.
Congratulations to all. How many in total, Mr. Murta? 40. I should know, that's 40 flashes in about 5 minutes. I can't see a thing. We're going to take a little bit of recess, so if the board can come out from behind the dais, Lorraine's going to take a picture from up top in the balcony. And then from there, we're going to take a couple-minute recess for everyone who wants to leave may leave.
If you're on the extremes and you want to get into the photo, if you don't mind sitting. And then everybody else can scrunch in on the side.
If you can't see her, she can't see you. Says the yearbook person. You know.
Okay. Good seeing you. Congratulations. I did. You don't hate these. But I don't know anything. BCG. So
Just the habit pack.
like right after junior year.
What's in school? Well, there's some.
Yeah, that's right. I know they're not multiple. So I knew it was the same family.
I feel like saying it out loud. All right, we're closing the doors in 15 seconds, and you have to stay for the rest of the meeting.
You're trapped.
Great to see you.
Oh, did you see my response to Mark? Yes. Okay. Want me to say something?
I got it. I thought I knew if I showed up.
Yeah. That took me a couple, and then we did the minute and we did one, and then we did one special ones that
I invited so many to stay. And then they were like,
All right, now we will continue with our February school board meeting. And I would also like to congratulate our 2024 National Merit Scholars for their achievements, and of course their respective teachers for their role in inspiring our students. For my comments this month, we'll highlight a program at our primary centers related to one of our goal number one. The Summit Public Schools will continue to foster an inclusive school community that values diversity, promotes equity, and supports mental health, wellness, and social-emotional learning, SEL, within its climate, operations, curricula, and programs. In the spring of 2023 grant cycle, 4 teachers at Wilson and Jefferson Primary Centers applied for and received a $30,000 grant from the Summit Educational Foundation to celebrate and value the diversity in their schools. The grant for Welcoming All, Constructing Culturally Responsive Learning Environments allows for all students in the primary centers to see their cultures, ethnicities, and self-representation reflected and embraced in their learning environment. The goals of this grant were to expand the school environment to become multilingual friendly learning spaces where all can see reflections of themselves in their work and curriculum. Teachers aim to incorporate the students' cultures and languages into the daily school experience in more consistent and intentional ways, such as specific classroom labels written in the language of our families, greater access to multicultural books and toys, and building key vocabulary in multiple languages. Teachers will invite parent partnerships by providing activities at home and having them visit as guests for family events at the school, and they will collect feedback as they grow through this initiative. The 4 teachers, Suzanne Shire and Christopher Wilson from Wilson Primary Center, and Victoria Jordan and Kara Saley from Jefferson Primary Center, were all enrolled in an intensive mentorship program last year for cultural inclusivity through Kean University. This program included in-person training and mentor observations of each teacher. The mentors gave feedback 7 times during the school year. They were evaluated on teaching style, relationship with students, and the cultural inclusiveness of their classrooms and buildings. While these teachers have engaged in inclusive practices for many years, they developed the idea and inspiration for a grand-scale focus on inclusivity through the SEF during their time in the Keene University program. And I'll conclude my comments with a quote that embodies the work the primary centers and our entire school district believes in and promotes. Diversity is a fact, but inclusion is a choice we make every day as leaders. As leaders, we have to put out the message that we embrace and not just tolerate diversity. That's a quote from Nellie Barrero, a Managing Director, Senior Strategic Advisor, Global Inclusion and Diversity at Accenture. And now I'll turn it over to you for your comments.
Thank you,
Scott?
President Cho. As we all know, February is Black History Month, and I'm going to share some really exciting activities and events that have occurred throughout all of our schools this past month. At the middle school, the Student Council has been starting and ending each week this month with morning announcements highlighting African Americans who have made a difference in science, the arts, history, and sports. Each person profiled has a picture, book biography in the middle school library, and students are encouraged to check them out if they want to learn more. For their first Black History Month profile, it was important for students and staff to know the history of Lawton C. Johnson, the man whose name was added to the Summit Middle School in 2004. Mr. Johnson was born and raised in Summit. He worked at the middle school for more than 50 years. Starting from the time he was a junior high school student, one of his first jobs was to arrive early and unlock the classroom doors for substitutes. He continued working in the office while attending high school in the same building. After graduation, he worked in the office full-time. Mr. Johnson stayed for more than 50 years and rarely took a sick day. Lawton Johnson was also devoted to his church, Wallace Chapel AME, where he was the minister of music, organist, and director of the male chorus. The mayor of Summit recognized his service to the community by proclaiming Lawton C. Johnson Appreciation Day on October 2nd, 2007. He was a gifted storyteller, especially about our school and the history of Summit. Mr. Johnson worked until his retirement in 2007 and passed away in 2009. The school culture and climate team worked on developing lessons and activities to be completed by each content level during February. Excuse me. At Franklin Black History Month Laser Tribute Show Assembly, they had a laser show assembly, and they had daily announcements highlighting prominent black figures in science, music, politics, sports, and etc. Not particularly this month, but we did grade level presentations on Dr. Luton Martha King in January. At Washington Elementary School, they also conducted read-alouds about prominent figures in black history. Some classes were encouraged to do research about prominent figures throughout the time in black history. At Brayton Elementary School, Mrs. Hadley Morano created a Black History Month daily inspiration slideshow for her students and also created a Black History Month reading room. Ms. Esposito read Our Neighbors to first and second graders about diversity in the community, and our ELL students read about Stevie Wonder and his many accomplishments. Students listened to the music, watched a video about his life, and read an article. The school library has displays celebrating notable Black Americans and read aloud books in their classes. At the primary centers, students are learning about prominent figures in black history. Through read-alouds, interactive videos, nonfiction texts, students are recognizing each individual's impact on our country's history. At the high school, Black History Month was kicked off with an announcement to the entire student body about the origins of Black History Month in America and the significance in our culture and history. During the weekly SHS News, students highlighted their favorite part of Black History Month. Also, the student union sponsored several events such as movie night and Jamaican beef patty sale. And finally, at Jefferson Elementary School, students are learning about historical figures and creating presentations for Black History Month. Classroom teachers are collaborating with our media specialists on research and books that highlight historical figures from the past and present. Our media specialist is educating students during library periods on the importance of Black History Month and why we don't wait all year to talk about notable black authors, artists, astronauts, and politicians. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Huff. Do we have a new hire?
We do not.
Do not, okay. So next item on the agenda, we do need a motion to approve the HIV and disciplinary actions as noted on the agenda.
Approve that here. We still need to approve it. A second, please. Thank you.
So we're going to make a motion to approve the new hire.
Any discussion?
Not here. Approve the new hire.
Ms. Stanton?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Ms. Erday?
Yes.
Mr. Cologne?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Justice? President Cho?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now we'll turn it over to our Student Board Representative report, Grace Epstein.
At 5 p.m. The boys varsity basketball team won against New Providence last Friday and started their state tournament in round 1 today against Milburn High School. The boys varsity ice hockey team won their semifinal round of the McInnes Cup, and the boys won against Governor Livingston. The boys and girls indoor track team competed in the NJSIAA sectional championships, in which there were many amazing performances and PRs. The wrestling team has made great achievements this season, with multiple wrestlers advancing to the regional tournament next weekend, including Sam Henry, Tyler Sebastian, and Sam Govea. The Summit Boys swim team had an amazing performance at the Union County Championships, with them coming in second place at the meet overall. All relays in this meet made it to the Meet of Champions, and Will Moon broke 2 school records, including the 500 free and the 200 free. Spring sports are assumed to start on March 14th. Many athletes have been training for their upcoming season either through preseason with coaches or in the weight room with their teammates. Recently happening inside the school, there was a multicultural parade in which during the first and second lunch blocks, students from all languages participated in a parade, showing off their cultural diversity and pieces of art that represented their area of language studies. As well as the class council recently holding a sale of candygrams during Valentine's Day to support the Summit High School junior class. The candygrams had messages along with candy to any of the students who bought them's choosing. As well as something happening in the student council plans on selling tickets for the 9 and 10 dance this Thursday and Friday. There will also be another pep rally held in the Summit High School gym for students to get involved in. The date is now to be determined, but it will include games, team captains, and many prizes to win. As well, there will be a Spirit Week next week for students to get involved in, including Camo Day, Pajama Day, and UGG Day. Thank you, board members, for listening, and I look forward to upcoming meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. So, Mr. Jess, as we move on to our agenda, do we have any additions or revisions for?
Yes, President Cho, we do. So the first item is I have a point of information for everyone. Please be advised that the public hearing on the fiscal year 25 budget will be held on Friday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. in the Board of Education Administration Conference Room. The meeting is being held on this date and at this time because the Department of Education has set the dates for public hearings to be held between March 22nd and March 28th. These are also the dates for our spring break, and the board will not have a quorum on any other date except the 22nd. With regards to additions and revisions, the first thing is the new staff member who was not present this evening. We need to remember to vote on that during the personnel section of this evening. Also under personnel, item F1, the end date for this staff member needs to be changed from February 29th to March 1st. And then there are some additions under, school board operation, item D, approval of the Uniform State Memorandum of Agreement between education and law enforcement officials for the 23-24 school year, and item E, approval of Care Station Medical Group to provide student drug alcohol testing services for the 23-24 school year. Under personnel, item A, approval to appoint the following leave replacement teacher, Ms. Carolyn Moses at the high school, a long-term art teacher substitute, effective March 21st or sooner. Item B8, approval of change of assignment for Paul English from lunch aide at Lawton C. Johnson Summit Middle School to part-time security guard at Lawton C. Johnson Summit Middle School, effective February 22nd. Item F8, approval of maternity leave, family leave for Kelly Wright, art teacher at Summit High School, paid leave effective March 21st through June 14th, and unpaid leave effective August 28th through November 22nd. Item U, approval to appoint Victoria Karodkaya as a clerical substitute at $18 an hour effective February 26, 2024. And also item C under superintendent report, approval to review the following reports of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Item 7 20624, number 661, and item 82824, number 977.
Thank you, Mr. Jess. We will now proceed to our committee reports, and we'll start with the Education and Student Activities and Services Committee. Ms. Cohn.
The Education and Student Activities/Services Committee met on February 15th from 4 to about 5 p.m., a total of about 60 minutes. In attendance was myself, President Cho, Joseph Cordero, Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Superintendent Huff, Crystal Marr, Director of Student Personnel Services, Doreen Babis, Director of Special Services, Stacy Grimaldi, Principal of Summit High School, John Ciferni, Principal of Lawton C. Johnson Middle School, Jenna Culinary, Assistant Principal at the Middle School, Laura Moeller, Assistant Principal at the Middle School, and Brian Murtaugh, Assistant Principal at the High School. Discussion items, we began with Doreen Babis giving a presentation on the 3-to-1 service delivery model, which provides 3 weeks of direct service monthly as per the student's IEP and 1 week of indirect service. This model provides the therapist with more opportunities to support students in the least restrictive environment, as well as time to consult with teachers and other staff members. The 3-to-1 model also allows for more flexibility with making up sessions that are missed due to student staff absences and school activities or holidays. This model will allow for more opportunities for collaboration and consultation to support overall student success, having more time to reschedule sessions, push into classrooms, and observe how students are generalizing skills will ultimately provide more effective targeted therapy. Many districts are using this model because of these benefits. The pilot program that will happen in the district will include speech, occupational, and physical therapy related services at Jefferson Elementary School, Jefferson Primary Center, and Wilson Primary Center, beginning in the 2024-2025 school year. During this pilot program, data and information will be collected to evaluate the benefits and to prepare for expansion in the following year. After that, Principal Grimaldi shared about AP Physics. She noted that the college boards have changed AP Physics C. Currently, there are 2 2-hour tests, and now this will be changing to 2 3-hour tests with an increasing number of class periods. Given the new time requirements for next year, Summit High School will make the AP Physics C mechanics exam mandatory and give the students the option of taking the electricity and magnetism exam. This would be the only AP exam that would have an optional test instead of required tests. Then we turned to teacher professional development. Superintendent Huff reported that a teacher who is also an advisor for the Jewish Heritage Club will be taking a trip to Israel. The itinerary meets professional development criteria as it includes guest speakers, meeting dignitaries, and learning through firsthand experience. She would be out on conference for 5 days and with no expense to the school district. The program will provide value to students through the Jewish Heritage Club. We went on to have a wonderful presentation on clubs at Lawton C. Johnson Middle School and at Summit High School. Laura Mueller and Jenna Culinary gave a presentation on the clubs being offered to Summit Middle School students. The middle school offers 26 clubs that fall into the area of fine practical and performing arts, student affairs, curricular interest, enrichment, and SEL. Statistics on participation among the clubs were shared. The clubs are staff-led, but students can help start a club. There is a club and community service fair at the beginning of each school year. The students can check out different community service opportunities during PE hours with local nonprofit organizations during this fair. Brian Murtaugh then presented on the high school. He noted that Summit High School currently has 85 clubs with 3 more coming, so for a total of 88 clubs at the high school. These clubs are broken down into community service, academic achievement, visual and performing arts, journalism/writing, culture and community building, debate/discussion, and wellness/leadership, and leisure/recreation. A lot of clubs. Brian shared statistics on who is involved in the programs, and the diversity of the students involved really shines at the high school. Every Friday at the high school, at the end of first block, the Summit High School News Program is presented to students, and anyone can see the news feature on the district's YouTube page, and I highly recommend it. Actually, the one for the last week, featured the multicultural parade that our student representative was telling us about. They're very professionally done. They're fabulous to watch, and you really get a sense of what's going on at the high school. The students are going to start having a PSA as part of this news program called Now You Know, to share things happening at Summit High School. Other ways that news is shared is through Verve and social media channels like Instagram. Brian Mertug noted that information on clubs is also shared with all incoming 9th grade families, and Summit High School is really proud to have a club for almost any student interest at our school. So moving on to the next thing that was covered was an update on the planned course revision for 6th grade middle school offerings. The committee discussed grade 5 students participating in the IDEAS program as they move into middle school. The district is in the planning stages with Principal Saferni's team and exploring different ideas. Currently, students leaving the IDEAS program in elementary school enter into independent study in middle school beginning in the 7th grade. However, other enrichment opportunities are being examined at the 6th grade level. So more to come on that as it develops. And finally, we took a look at the iReady mid-year results. Joseph Cordero reviewed the data from the iReady mid-year diagnostic tests. The data was compared to the results from the beginning of the year. He noted that when the students take the test at the beginning of the year, they are testing for that grade year, so they are seeing material before they've been exposed to it in the classroom. The data teams from each school look at all of the data, they look for trends, and they look at it to identify students who scored lower in order to offer additional support for those students. So that is the report. Is there anything from the committee in addition that I missed? Okay. Are there any questions from the rest of the board? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cohn. Now we'll move on to the Operations Committee. Mr. Colon.
Thank you, President Cho. The Operations Committee met on February 12th for 50 minutes. The board members in attendance, myself, Kelly Stanton, and Jan Cho as an alternate for the meeting. Administration in attendance, Superintendent Huff, Derek Jess, and Kathy Sarno. Discussion items. We covered facilities first. The business office confirmed to our committee that the major facilities projects of the district remain on schedule and on budget. Plans for the Tatlock Fieldhouse renovation are also moving forward, with bid documents currently being prepared. The targeted project start date for Tatlock will be immediately after the fall sports season, which concludes in November of this calendar year. One construction project change order item that was presented to the committee was for 2 additional HVAC condensing units for Summit High School, carrying a total cost of $13,479. The committee also discussed 4 RODS grants available to the district. These grants would subsidize 40% of several roof repair and replacement projects. The grants are available for a period of 18 months, and as such, the business office will conduct additional due diligence on the status of each roof to determine how best to proceed with those projects. The committee then moved on to discuss the 24-25 budget and the process to develop that budget. The business office has been working diligently during the past 2 months to tighten this 24-25 budget. There are two material items that remain outstanding within the budget, which are health premium benefits and state aid. Clarity on these items is forthcoming, with a comprehensive budget to be prepared for the Board of Ed and the Board of School Estimate to review on Thursday, March 7th. The food services, we concluded with a brief update on food services P&L, which was up $19,046 in December, bringing the year-to-date P&L to $149,956, which, as folks may recall, most of that, $93,800, derived from federal SCA grants. The committee recommends for board approval the $13,479 mentioned previously for the HVAC project change order at the high school. Our next meeting will be March 5th at 4 p.m. And committee members in attendance, did I miss anything? Nope, nope. Committee or board members, any questions? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Cologne. Policy Committee, Vice President Justice.
Thank you, President Cho. The Policy Committee met on February 20th for 11 minutes. Committee members in attendance, myself, Eileen Kelly, and from the board. And then administrative team members that were in attendance were Superintendent Huff, Robert Gardella, and Kathleen Murphy. Discussion items. The policies that we discussed this month were part of a self-initiated audit to ensure that we are meeting all current statutes and standards. Policy and Regulation 1240, Evaluation of Superintendent, revised. The recommended revision to this policy is the removal of the word written from Annual Written Performance Report. Annual Performance Report is the language that the Department of Education recognizes. This does not prohibit the board from using a written evaluation for the superintendent, but allows flexibility to evaluate as they see fit. Policy and Regulation 2418, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. Students, new. Policy and Regulation Guide 2481 reflects the current standards, practices, procedures, and interpretations of the law on Section 504. Policy 8600, Student Transportation Revised. Revisions to this mandated policy provide expanded language that has been added to make the board's options more clear. Committee recommendations. First reading of policies and regulations 1240 and 2418 and policy 8600. Second reading of policies 1522, 3221, 3222, and 2244. Abolishment of regulations 3223.1 and 3223.2. The next meeting of the Policy Committee will be Wednesday, March 13th at 3:30. Any of the committee members have anything to add? Any board members have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Justice. Communications Committee, Ms. Stanton.
Thank you, President Cho. The Communications Committee met on February 21st at 12 o'clock for 23 minutes. Committee members in attendance were myself, Eileen Kelly, Michael Cologne as alternate, Superintendent Scott Huff, and Cabinet members Doug Orr and Laureen Dickinson. We first discussed the coffee with the BOE. In January, President Yan Cho and Vice President Walida Justice hosted a 9 a.m. coffee at Washington Elementary School to provide stakeholders the opportunity to have an informal, friendly discussion with board members. It had a decent turnout with positive feedback from attendees about district goals, communication efforts, where the district is currently, and where the district is moving forward in the future. President Cho plans on having one more coffee during coffee with the BOE prior to his presidential term ending. Additional information regarding that will become available or be provided when it's available. Then we discussed some ongoing projects in the district. The Staff Circle. Based on feedback from a district-wide staff poll, the Staff Circle, which goes out on the first Wednesday of every month, will strive to include more staff profile pieces. One of the first staff profile pieces was in the February staff newsletter, which highlighted LCJ SMS Assistant Principal Jenna Colinieri. Jenna was asked a variety of questions like, can you speak to the transition from teaching to administration? What are some challenges you faced? What are some positive experiences you've had, and do you have any recommendations for teachers who are considering making a similar transition? The second thing discussed as ongoing projects was U.S. Wellness. In January, the district had its first health and wellness webinar for staff members through its partnership with U.S. Wellness, the topic being Stop Burnout Before It Even Starts. These webinars are recorded in case staff are unable to tune in live, and the district will be sending them electronically through the staff newsletter as well as principal communications to ensure they're readily available for all. In March, the second webinar will cover building team resiliency. The district will be monitoring participation on the webinars as well as requesting staff feedback on the initiative to provide and plan for staff support and services for the 24-25 school year. We then discussed the Support Staff of the Year, which I'm really excited about. A new addition to Teacher of the Year this year and moving forward, each building will nominate and recognize a Support Staff of the Year. To qualify for Support Staff of the Year, you are a certificated staff member who's ineligible for Teacher of the Year. Very soon, recipients will be notified that they're being recognized as either Teacher or Support Staff of the Year. Teacher of the Year will be celebrated with a breakfast at Kean University for all Union County recipients in May. Both Teacher and Staff Support of the Year recipients will be recognized and celebrated at our April Board of Education meeting. We have no recommendations. Are there any questions or additions from the board? Okay, and our next meeting is Tuesday, March 12th at 12 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Stanton. Next is Negotiations and Personnel Committee. The Negotiations and Personnel Committee did meet twice in the past month, January 29th at 3 p.m. and February 12th at 3 p.m. Committee members Michael Colon, Jen Erday, and myself. Staff members Superintendent Huff, Derek Jess, and Robert Gardella, along with Board Counsel, met twice to discuss confidential personnel and labor contract negotiation matters. Any liaison reports from the board? Kelly, thank you.
I attended the SCF board meeting on February 13th at 8 p.m. via Zoom. The main focus of this month's meeting was SCF's upcoming annual event, Spring for Excellence, which is 1 week from this Saturday. It will take place on March 2nd at the Elks Lodge here in Summit from 7 to 11 p.m. The theme is Havana Nights. I did ask, you don't have to dress for that, but maybe you want to. Tickets are on sale currently, as well as yard signs, which are a great way to show your support for SCF whether or not you're able to attend Spring for Excellence. Currently, they only have 52 yard signs left, so if you want one, you should grab it quick. Additionally, people are able to support by bidding on auction items, and the auction will go live on Wednesday, February 28th, through the event and close at the end at 11 p.m. on March 2nd. As of the meeting on February 13th, SCF had sold 99 tickets to Spring for Excellence, but tickets do tend to sell out. They have informed me that the last week, they tend to go quickly. So if you are interested, definitely go to their website. And they just wanted to remind everyone that the spring grant cycle will end on March 15th.
Thank you, Ms. Stanton. Now it's time for public comment. Mr. Jess, if you could tell us guidelines for public comment.
I will. Thank you, President Cho. Anyone wishing to speak shall first seek recognition by the presiding officer. Please come to the microphone and state your name and address in a clear, audible tone for the record. Please direct all comments to the board president and not an individual member of the board. And please remember to conduct yourself with decorum and respect when speaking and addressing the board. Unless additional time is granted by the board president, please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. In addition, please note that this portion of the meeting is for public comment and not meant to be a back and forth. Board members and administration will not respond to questions or comments at this time. However, information will be provided by the appropriate individual as soon as possible.
Thank you. So first will be public comment for items on the agenda. All right, seeing none, next will be public comment for items not on the agenda. Please step forward. Wait,
There's a little button on the, there's a button somewhere.
Oh, Derek.
Hi, My name is Jonna Lee. My address, you asked for my address, right? 64 Druid Hill Road, Summit, New Jersey. Okay. I'm a former Summit alum student, so to be here and see some familiar faces was really beautiful. So thank you for that. Okay, so good evening all. My name is Jonna Lee. I am a Summit alum. I went to Jefferson Elementary School and middle school, high school. My mom was a teacher in the Summit Public Schools for many, many years. I am now a mother of 3, one of whom is currently a kindergartner at Jefferson Primary Center. So I come before you today as a former Hilltopper, a woman, a female athlete. I hold many high school athletic records to this day. And as someone whose professional and personal values and mission aligns with advocating for female empowerment and advancement. So with that, it was very disheartening to be part of such a blatant, inequitable experience for the high school girls basketball team back in January, connected to sports night that the Jefferson Primary PTO held. For context, the Jefferson Primary PTO teamed up with the high school athletic director to bring a special night to Jefferson families. They called it Sports Night, and it was supposed to showcase both girls and boys varsity basketball teams. Tickets for the event would be donated to the Primary Center. Unfortunately, the original date got snowed out, and a secondary date was put on the calendar. This second date only included the boys' varsity team and did not include the girls' varsity team. Upon seeing this, I quickly emailed, spur of the moment, came in, met with the athletic director in his office. We both agreed that we could make this happen for the girls' team. We came up with a few dates. I called the principal at the primary centers, shared with him my thoughts, emailed the Jefferson Primary Center PTO president, and tried to reschedule the date so that it could be both a boys and girls event. When I was met with a no by the PTO president, I asked if we could have the girls showcase on a separate night. Tried to come up with solutions that were low prep, not very difficult, all of which were turned down by the president. Several school leaders were also CC'd on those emails. I'm not here to point fingers or to place blame on anyone. I am here to bring awareness to the female inequity that sadly still exists, as exemplified within Sports Night. This rescheduled Sports Night date, not including the girls, was approved and passed. Whether it was through email blasts or being CC'd on emails, it was approved and passed through the hands of too many people without anyone questioning the Jefferson Primary Center PTO president's decision. I know that there are girls on that basketball team who were disappointed that they couldn't play in front of Summit families. I know that there are Summit families who have little girls who wanted to see the high school girls play. I know that because I was that little girl. I was that girl in high school. It is 2024. We have got to do better at assuring that what we do for our boys, we also do under the same equitable circumstances for our girls. And that as leaders in this education industry, no matter how busy or bogged down we are always keeping an equitable eye and steering things back to the right direction when others don't have a pulse on female advancement. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen, for your comments and bringing the matter to the board's attention and the staff's attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments for public comment for items not on the agenda? All right, so can I have a motion to close public comment, please?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries.
Now I need a motion to approve the board minutes from the January 18th meeting.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries.
All right, now we'll sort of proceed through the business part of the agenda. First is the curriculum, instruction, and programs, items A through E. Motion to approve, please.
Any discussion? Ms. Stanton? Yes. Ms. Kelly? Yes. Ms. Erday? Yes. Mr. Cologne? Yes. Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Justice? Yes. President Cho?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Finance, items A through AA per the agenda. Motion to approve.
Any discussion? Ms. Stanton? Yes. Ms. Kelly? Yes. Ms. Erday? Mr. Cologne? Yes. Ms. Cohn? Yes. Vice President Justice? Yes. President Cho?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving on to school board operations, inclusive of the addenda items, items A through E. Motion to approve, please.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Stanton?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Ms. Erday?
Yes.
Mr. Cologne?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Justice?
Yes.
President Cho?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Personnel, items A through V, I believe, and noted some of the changes on the agenda. Motion to approve, A through U, excuse me. Motion to
And
approve.
also, if I may, I'm sorry, President Cho, inclusive of the item for the new hire as well.
Thank you, Mr. Jess. Inclusive of the item listed in the new hire section under the superintendent's comments.
Correct.
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? Ms. Stanton?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly? Yes. Ms. Erday?
Yes.
Mr. Cologne?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Justice?
Yes.
President Cho?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, now policy. As noted, the first and second readings, as noted in the agenda. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Stanton?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Ms. Erday?
Yes.
Mr. Cologne?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Justice?
Yes.
President Cho?
Yes.
Motion carries.
At this point, we've concluded the open public part of the meeting, and we do need to have
do
an
that.
executive session.
If I may, I'm sorry, President Cho,
Okay.
prior to making a motion to go into executive session, we have a resolution to vote on from the prior executive session. So, resolution that the Board of Education affirm the findings of HIB case number 342 as presented and discussed in executive session.
Motion to approve.
Yes, please.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Ms. Stanton?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly? Ms. Erday? Mr. Cologne?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Justice? President Cho?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. And now the resolution for executive session. Whereas pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B, the Board of Education may exclude the public from that portion of a public meeting wherein the board discusses any of the matters set forth at NJSA 10:4-12B, items 1 through 9. Now therefore be it resolved that in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, the Board of Education shall conduct a closed session pursuant to the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12B for the purpose of discussing the following matters: personnel and matters covered by the attorney-client privilege. It is anticipated that the length of this executive session will be at least 1 hour and that no action will be taken and the board will not return. So may we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms.
Second.
Cohn. Thank you, Ms. Stanton. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. And now may we have a motion to adjourn, please? Thank you, Ms. Erday. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. We're adjourned at 8 p.m.